I'm gonna be that guy.
What's up, guys? JDB Sports back here on Saturday for our Week 16 and 17 recaps. Got some playoff clinching scenarios. The Chargers just won, clinching their playoff berth. Hopefully, they're just gonna rely on
Yeah,
Cincinnati.
yeah.
Yeah, gonna
Yeah.
rely on Cincinnati. Try to get them up into better posturing. Glad y'all clinched. We have some other clinching scenarios out there. If we beat Atlanta tomorrow, we clinch. So, while Washington Commanders, we clinch.
I'll be
So-
I
excited.
thought you clinched.
Yeah.
Without further ado, I guess we'll get into some of these top of Week 16, and we'll also show this game
Sorry,
going
I
on.
had
So, now y'all good?
And off to a good start here. Luke McCaffrey on the return.
So,
McCaffrey has
first game really to go about is the Chiefs 27-19 stomping of the Texans. Peyton, you got anything you want to put in on that? I got a couple notes here.
I mean, Patrick Mahomes looking like himself again, even through the sprained ankle that he so claimed was worse than the one he suffered in the playoffs a couple years back when he had that high ankle. I don't know how much I believe that, but definitely a commanding win for them. They've been looking amazing the past couple weeks, and Mahomes for 8 straight weeks. He's now 19 touchdowns and 2 interceptions since starting the season off with a pick, and it seemed like every game. So they're rolling. Do you think do you think it's more the Chiefs winning or the Texans losing?
I guess more of the Texans losing, but I mean the Chiefs had some things going their way. I mean, even with this high ankle sprain going for a 15-yard touchdown run, and with Hollywood Brown making his debut, 5 catches for 45 yards. I mean, can't really say too much about it other than it was a great convincing win. Other than them having their close games earlier in the season. Unfortunately for Tank Dell, he suffered the dislocated kneecap while catching a touchdown pass. He's hospitalized for the injury. Despite the injury, the Texans managed to score 19 points but couldn't keep up with the Chiefs.
Yeah,
Really.
you see how bad that Tank Dell knee injury actually was after they did all the testing.
No, how bad was it? I really didn't get to look at it. I just looked at the little clip here that they had. But
So it looked like his bone popped out of his skin. So compound fracture, dislocated kneecap, torn ACL, MCL, and LCL.
Yeesh.
So he's out for next year. Probably the year after that will be a rehab year, and then unfortunately he'll never be the same player again, is my estimation at that small of a stature.
Thanks for the kick chat. Appreciate the comment. We'll keep going forward with our videos. Thanks a lot. It means a lot.
Yeah, send those roses.
Send roses. Like up the stream. Follow us out. Look at our page for the shorts. Y'all already see. Let's go ahead and get on this. I guess we can get on the other Saturday game. We got Baltimore 34-17 win at Pittsburgh. Against Pittsburgh. Lamar Jackson's dominance of the Steelers last. I think they didn't sweep, right? It was just a 1-1, right?
1-1, yeah.
Yeah, 1-1. Yeah, he threw 3 touchdown passes in this game. Derrick Henry rushed for 162 yards. Kind of talking to him like it's a commonplace. Oh yeah, he only ran for 162 yards. Big deal, One of the greatest running backs in the league so far this year, other than Saquon, bringing his season total to 1,636 yards. Love to see it. You think he breaks Eric Dickerson's record? Well, not Saquon Barkley, right? Barkley's going to be the one to break that record, but Eric Dickerson doesn't think that he's going to do it. What do y'all think on that one? You think he's going to break that record?
I think he could.
Yeah.
He's been playing pretty well. I mean, he has a game against the Giants at the end of the year, so
if they don't rest the starters, yeah. I think he gets it. It comes down to the final week and everything and how the seeding works. I know there's a lot of close games within the NFC North that might move around seeding. So I'm not for certain that they would rest people at home, even if they won this weekend. So, yeah, I think he gets it. I agree with HB.
Good. Steelers playoffs Steelers playoffs hopes take a hit, which basically games against the Chiefs and the Bengals coming up. Do you think
They're
that they're gonna? You said they're clinched.
So they're clinched because they have 10 wins no matter what, and no other person below them will make it. Now everyone's fighting unless you're Denver. Denver's the only team out of them now who can miss the playoffs in the wild card picture.
So really,
yeah.
it really doesn't matter. Okay.
It matters because Pittsburgh looks like some dookie booty on a Friday afternoon, but
Dookie booty cheeks.
At least in my opinion, I don't know what you think of them after that performance, but
they're not who they were after they beat the Commanders. They look different.
Yeah,
a lot softer. You said, what about George Pickens?
Him being out doesn't help at all either. Their downfield passing attack has gotten fully erased.
Oh yeah, for sure. Do we even talk about Cincinnati Bengals beating the Browns, or what? Or do we just move on from that one?
No. That was a gross game. Jameis Winston got benched. Move along.
DTR is no better. I mean, like I said, I'm just gonna say this: sympathizing with the Browns fans. Maybe y'all figure something out for next year. I mean, y'all keeping Stefanski, so y'all gotta figure something out at quarterback. I think they said that they're gonna restructure Watson's deal and keep him. But it's either here nor there.
Yeah.
Do you guys really have all this time to watch all these games?
Yeah. Personally, no.
Or most of them?
Not really. I like to do a lot of highlight recap, and then I also do like the day of the game. You know, you can use AI to help you out as far as getting some notes together and all that stuff. I kind of did that today. So if things seem to spew a little bit wrong, I didn't get to watch every game. You know, I'm a father of 3 kids. I got another streaming channel going on, so it's kind of one of those things. To whereas, you know, I'm trying to keep up, and yeah. My research time today.
I'm just wondering because you guys are all have all this information, and I'm just like, yep, yep, totally, I agree. You guys answered it for me. I'll watch a specific game or two or whatever, but then I'll just tune in to really recap and highlights, like I was saying before.
I got Sundays off, so it's a golden opportunity for me.
Right.
Little red zone.
Peyton gifted me a little bit of that red zone. It helps out a lot too. So
nice.
Let's
get NFL Sunday tickets.
I don't.
I forget I have it.
You forget you had it. That thing's expensive.
Well, I got it for free from like one of my phone plans, but I forget I have it.
Jeez.
But anyway, all right. Question, yeah.
Let's talk about that Commanders close win against the Eagles. HB, I gotta come back to our last stream and basically say that you were wrong. You picked Philly.
About
you picked Philly in spite of me. You were wrong. Jaden Daniels 5 touchdown passes on the day. You know, Jalen Hurts going out with a concussion. Eagles blaming the refs for the loss. You know, Andrew Wiley may have jumped a false start, but it's something that Jordan Mailata and Lane Johnson have been doing for the last 5 years. And who on the Chiefs O-line does it regularly? Taylor, right?
Jawan Taylor, he's super.
So when we finally do it, and we don't get the refs don't call it, then what?
Yeah, and again, you can only blame the refs for so long, and I thought the Eagles would have won had they had Jalen Hurts in the game. I thought the drives would have panned out differently. The defense is on less things happen. You know, but you can't. Again, the Commanders did what they had to do with what was in front of them.
Yeah, once Hurts was out, I mean, our defense really crashed down to stop the run. We weren't worried about Kenny Pickett at all. We weren't worried about him running. Literally, we focused. We brought all the guys up in the box, and we guarded against that run. Because he had 100 yards in the first quarter already. He only got 55 at the end about 55 more by the end of the game.
Yeah, because once the second quarter hit, I mean, 21 points in the first quarter and 12 for the rest of the game. That's inexcusable, no matter how
Yeah.
good off to.
Yeah, their number one ranked defense slowly crapped the bed, to say the least. I mean, having Gardner Johnson out ejected, you think he should have got ejected? I mean, they said that the ref's explanation was he got ejected because he taunted, and it was a second unsportsmanlike penalty. Even though Brown shoved off his helmet, and what a lot of Eagles fans will say that he punched him in the face, but he didn't. He was literally just pushing his helmet out, shoving it off.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, hits to the head are inexcusable.
Yeah,
They're definitely under some scrutiny for that one, but at the same time, what about all the phantom PI calls against Lattimore? There was 2 of them against Lattimore that shouldn't have been called. The third one was all him, though. As far as that goes, I mean, I feel like, the refs also didn't put 36 points up on the board against, your vaunted defense. I mean, that was all us. Even with 5 turnovers and Brian Robinson barely doing anything on the ground, Jaden Daniels had the highest, he had the highest rushing yards of our team. It was 9, I think it was 9 for 81, and Robinson had only 24 yards. He was the second rusher.
Mm-hmm.
And forget about McNichols and all that, and Rodriguez. They weren't even. They were a non-factor.
Yeah.
Jalen
Yeah,
Hurts
so-
is but Jalen Hurts is out this week, obviously against the Cowboys. Might as well keep him. Keep him sidelined. I mean, they're not getting that number 1 seed, regardless. I believe unless the Lions lose out, but even that's kind of like that's asking for too much. Lions lose out and Eagles win out.
I think it has to be a 1-for-1 situation. Let me see what it is to be exact. Just because I know the Packers play the Vikings this weekend, so the Packers I think are still in the hunt for the number 1 seed. Let me see. No, the Eagles beat them, so the Eagles would get the 1 if the Packers won this weekend, and the Lions lost out, which I don't think will happen, like you said.
Neither do I. I guess we can get on about the Commanders. Good Commanders win this week. I hope we go down. Well, I hope Atlanta comes into our house and we take them to the cleaners. I mean, they put up 34 against the Giants last week, but I mean it's the Giants we're talking about here. Getting into that game actually, 34-7 against the Giants. Drew Lock's 2 interceptions, 2 pick sixes. The only one I'm really worried about is Jesse Bates on that side, obviously. With his 55-yard interception return for a touchdown in the second quarter. Kind of flipped the momentum of the game right there. Drew Lock is Drew Doo-Doo.
It's a guaranteed first overall pick at this point. And honestly, the best thing I took away from that game is Michael Penix actually looked really solid. His first game as the starter for Atlanta.
With the exception of Kyle Pitts handing the defense an interception, but whatever.
Yeah, horrible play. He runs an out route in the end zone, and he's bracketed by 2 defenders. He gets a good pass in on his hands where he can make some magic. The rest is history. Shoveling it to the D. Ayo. But speak about shoveling a lot to the D, kind of moving past this Falcons-Giants game since it's a little poopy dookie. Colts-Titans, a blowout until the fourth quarter for some reason. I think Colts were up at one point, 38 to, I want to say 8 at that, 38-15 maybe. But yeah, just almost threw the game away and blowing a Jonathan Taylor game for the ages, 218 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that was a really good game. Even Anthony Richardson got in on some of the fun with 9 carries and 70 yards in TD, I believe. Yeah. Mason Rudolph, Mr. Concussed that we were talking about on Thursday night. 3 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. Kind of like a modest day, 252, 23-34. Can't really. You can't be given.
Say
Say it again. Sorry about that.
He's a worse Jameis Winston. That's how I think of him.
You can't give the ball up like that and expect to win. Even like I said, the Titans can't win, no matter who they have behind center. Will Levis or freaking Mason Rudolph. What's next? Who's their third string?
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Exactly.
Does he even have one?
They probably have third QB on the bench or something like that.
Hey,
That's
coach.
the kicker.
Coach will set up.
Oh, let me see if I can find a depth chart real quickly. But
Yeah, let's see.
continue.
Yeah, let's see. Coaches will kind of pad up on that one. So I'm gonna get this game into the background here. Let me go ahead and pull it up real quick. We got the game going on right now against Cincy and Denver, I believe. Right? No?
I think it comes on in about 10 minutes. Yeah, it's a little bit before. It might be the pregame show or something like that.
Yeah, we can just pop it up because the plays of 16 are gone. So what is this? Broncos and Cincy. Yeah, they still on here.
They don't even have a third quarterback. So you were right, HB. They could
man
use their left tackle Arlington Hambright.
Hey, you could probably throw the ball better than freaking Mason Rudolph, Will Levis. I don't know. They're not gonna be expecting. They're gonna think they're in Wildcat all game with that big boy back there.
Bro.
We talk about Rams versus Jets. I mean, it was a 19-9 game. Looked ugly as hell.
Yeah, up until the fourth quarter, the Rams were abysmal. They turned it on when they needed to turn it on to scrape an ugly win by. But yeah, Jets. I don't know what's going on with the Jets. They're just terrible.
Aaron Rodgers is washed. God, wait,
Yeah.
was long behind that.
Yeah, I think I see him going off to a team who doesn't get their quarterback in the draft this year. Some middling team that kind of needs a quarterback, but won't want to spend that draft capital on one. So any 5-win teams here ring a bell. I mean, the Niners, the team that was originally going to draft him, and he's a hometown fan of. I think that's a possibility, but yeah, the Jets can't speak enough about how bad the Jets are.
Yeah, and their notable performance is 1 touchdown, 1 interception for Rodgers, and 1 touchdown for Devontae Adams. Kyren Williams, 122 and a touchdown, and Matt Stafford, 1 touchdown pass. Like you said, abysmal.
Yeah.
Honestly, with the way the Jets were, it was a final score of 19-9. You'd think it'd be 3 field goals, not a touchdown.
Yeah, and to miss PAT.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about a game that means more, I guess, for playoff hopes on both sides. Seattle and Minnesota. 27-24 victory for Minnesota. Oh, yeah, victory for Minnesota. What you got on that?
Sam Darnold, he contract year, he's going to be making big money this offseason. What a drive to end the game off. Really tough Seahawks defense as of late, ever since they've gotten a lot of their edges back. Boy Mafe, like I've talked about in weeks past, Uchenna Nwosu, and a couple of their other pass rushers, along with a couple other defensive pieces in general. They've looked a lot better, but just a tough way to lose. Justin Jefferson absolutely torching the defense, near 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's what he does in big games. He's the best wide receiver in the league for a reason. But yeah, the Vikings still have a clear way to get the 1 seed. Just win out and you're the 1 seed. Supplement Sam Darnold with a great defense for years to come and see how JJ progresses maybe. Maybe offer him another 1-2 year deal. Sam Darnold, have JJ learn under him. So
Seems like that'd be the smart plan.
yeah, a little at odds with what the Vikings should do, because this is Sam Darnold's best season by far. And, you know, I would hate to see him go to another team for nothing, but
Yeah, when you have Daniel Jones on the roster.
yeah. I don't know. I think they do keep him and everything, and I think the Vikings are real impressive. Seahawks, I don't think will make the playoffs.
Why is he here?
I gotta get it trending, honey.
Poor things. Mike McDonald was supposed to go up there and turn that defense around, but it's looking pretty porous in my opinion. Not really much to say on that one. You know, there's stats there. I mean, Darnold, like you said, had a good game, 3 touchdowns thrown.
Oh, honey.
Not too much else really to say other than Jefferson, you know, lighting it up. You know, JSN got a touchdown on his side, but that's it.
Yeah.
I guess we can hit. Screw that. I guess we'll hit a 24-21 victory for the Bills over the Patriots.
Okay.
You know, Bills come back. You know, they secured that victory over the Patriots in a game where they overcame a 14-0 deficit. James Cook scored 2 touchdowns. I love James Cook, man.
Yeah, he seems to be Mr. Reliable. Whenever they want him to touch the ball and create something productive, he does. Even though he doesn't get the carries and the receptions like a true workhorse would, he makes the most of his opportunities and definitely helped the win there. Drake May looked impressive. You see what he does and everything. He didn't do anything special today after that head injury, that's for damn sure. But Bills continue when they should be locked in as that 2 seed.
Do you think they should have actually left May in there today, or do you think they should have just let him sit out since they are only a 3-win team? They're not playing for anything. What's the point of having him in there?
It kind of goes back to the conversation we had a couple weeks back of every rep's important, especially for a raw like him. So if he's cleared and everything, he doesn't have a concussion, you know, and it's not bugging him, let him back in, you know, and let him kind of work things out. Is my opinion.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. That's
the
what they were
word
saying.
right
on
out
the
of her mouth.
broadcast. Yeah, that's what they were saying on the broadcast too. I just wanted to see if y'all had any different take on that one, but I don't know. I guess the more conservative side of me would just say it's a 3-win team. You know, you're down considerably. What's the point?
Or just because you're losing that bad, I mean you give up.
Oh,
I mean, like
no,
you said,
we turn over and we give up.
well, that's speaking like a true Commanders fan. But
Shut the.
no, the thing is right though. Like
Wrong year to mess
at
with
this
me.
point, it's just a repetition. You know, at this point, just work on your game. And at that point, you know you're not gonna win or anything. Okay, at least you can, just get better, keep at it.
Yeah. Man, speaking
So-
of being a Commanders fan and stuff like that, there were so many ups and downs in that game for us. Literally, when you threw that interception to Reed Blankenship, I kind of walked away. I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me, man. And then, you know, he went back and he did a go-ahead touchdown with 6 seconds left. Yeah, I guess you know, our fans are we're accustomed to giving up early because the team never usually has to fight to come back. I mean, usually the last comeback I remember was a 31-30 win over Tampa Bay back in 2015 or 16 with Kirk Cousins behind it. That's the last time we've had a decent comeback win, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Man, shut up. We're hopefully both about to be in the playoffs.
I'd consider this week comeback win too. I mean, down 21-7 to the Eagles and everything, despite being at home.
Oh yeah, no. I agree, but I'm just saying, like, the last time we've had a decent comeback was, almost 10 years ago. So
Yeah.
it's just like you're not really gonna expect it.
No.
Yeah, we don't expect y'all to win.
Man, I didn't expect the Chargers to be aggressive today. To be honest with you, I expected them
didn't
to be
either.
soft and just running the ball all damn day.
Bro, we were there with the Commanders. We sucked for so long, and now we're finally seeing something better, something different. But all these years with Rivers and changing all these players, it ain't got nowhere until just recently. I think until they got Herbert, that kind of started changing our trajectory. We started slowly getting better. We're not the greatest, but we're definitely we're getting there. You can see the potential now.
I gotta ask both of y'all a question, being kind of two overlapping generations of Chargers fans. When Breeze went to the Saints, were y'all salty or what?
No.
Nah.
because the
Even
whole
with
thing
the
with
success?
Breeze, yeah, because the whole thing with Breeze at the time,
He was
he had a bad injury. Yeah, he had a really bad injury, and we didn't know what he was going to look like going forward. And committing a long-term deal to him when we had just kind of surrounded ourselves with Phillip Rivers as well, you know, instead of using him as a bridge QB, we just jumped straight into Rivers, and
Yeah.
unfortunately, it never worked out that way. But who's to say Breeze would as well, you know?
Now I want to pause y'all real quick. So I'm looking at the stream right now, and they're on the game day kickoff. They all the commentators picked Bengals to win today by a touchdown at least. So do y'all agree with that prediction? Do y'all agree that they win by at least a touchdown, or do you think it's gonna be a lot closer? Do you think the Broncos win?
Who they play? Oh, the Broncos.
Yeah, they're playing the Broncos with Bo
Well,
Nix.
I don't know. I think it'll be a good game. It's a pretty good matched game, but I don't know, to be honest. I would like the Bengals to win, but
Can't be the Chargers fan. I bet you would.
yeah, we want them to win. We need them to win.
I'll go Broncos by a field goal.
I go Broncos by 1.
That's fair. That's fair. I get talked if it's either side. Bengals are playing for their playoff lives more than the Broncos are this week. So
Go Bengals for a free throw.
Some people just
No.
feel they can save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first.
All right then. How about that?
How about that?
How about that? All
Yeah,
right.
about
I'm
what-
there, brother.
Jump to next, huh?
Raiders versus Jacksonville.
Yeah, checking first is smart.
Dude,
So check Allstate
Raiders
first
are just
and
sabotaging
save
their
you
draft
hundreds.
position. That's the only thing I'll
You're
say.
in good hands with Allstate.
Oh man.
You got
I'm
any take?
No. I mean, other than they overcame a fourth quarter deficit. Really, it's great. It's nice to see it come back, and they're playing for pride. Like you said, forfeiting draft position at this point. Not much to say about it. The Jaguars defense struggled, allowing the Raiders to score on 3 consecutive second quarter drives. Thomas Harper recovered a fumble by Jaguars tight end
Oh,
Brenton
Brenton
Strange. Yeah, I don't know why I'm sitting there having I'm having like a Joe Biden moment, like just like,
Analyzing.
well, I can't read.
He's eating the ice cream. Watch out.
Oh man, I should got man. Ice cream does sound good as hell right now. I'll tell you.
And
Let's move on to a more I guess a more appetizing game. Dolphins versus 49ers. I mean, if you want to call that more appetizing, I mean, we kind of should cover it just for the fans out there. But
Yeah.
what do you think about that? What do you think about that 29-17 win?
Achan having an amazing day. He had 120 yards on the ground. I think he added a good bit more with his catches and everything like that, like he usually does. But yeah, the Niners are such a disgusting team now with the bad defense. You're seeing exactly the limitations of a Shanahan system.
Yep, I say, is it
And-
trouble? Is it trouble in paradise?
Yeah, I think too many NFL teams are now able to scheme around this kind of stuff. Again, Shanahan was so productive because everything was so new. You look at both these offenses over the course of the season, Dolphins and Niners, and it's been kind of lackluster. And they've both had coaches from the Shanahan tree. Just getting used to motion a lot and how defenses adjust and figure out, oh, they're using a guy to motion to figure out the coverage. And now being able to pinpoint that, oh, they want man when they're putting people in motion. Oh, they want this when they're putting people in motion. They're having a certain player flank out to the side, you know? So, again, I think it's a little bit of the NFL repeating itself a little bit, and it's made these two teams look a lot worse than they typically are.
Much stat-wise to throw at you. I mean, Tua had a touchdown, 22 of 34, I believe. Jason Saunders, 5 field goals.
Yeah, he was kicking.
That man was kicking for the kids, man, I'll tell you. And then Achane with 1 rushing touchdown, 50 yards. Purdy threw for over 300 yards and 2 TDs. That's it.
Yep.
That's it.
Okay.
All right, Cowboys.
Fair enough.
Well, you know what? Before we hit that that Sunday night game, there was another game back. I think we skipped over a few of them. But do you want to just go ahead and get to it? Should we make some honorable mentions here to Detroit and Chicago, or what?
Just that fake play. Did you see how they faked a fumble basically on play action?
Yeah, they
Hit a
pulled.
guy.
I think the Packers did that right last year.
I'm not quite sure, probably.
Either the Packers copied or the Lions copied. One of the two teams copied. They both did it against the Bears.
What happened? How'd they do it?
So
I never
basically,
heard of that.
what they did was they took the snap, they faked the fumble, the quarterback acted like he fell down, and the running back did the same, right? I believe, and he stands up and just throws a dude wide open for a touchdown. Both times, both against the Bears.
Did it work? Like,
It
did it
did,
count?
yeah.
Like, it wasn't like flagged or nothing like that?
No, it wasn't flagged. It was after
you
the
can do
snap,
that.
so it wasn't like it was after the snap, so it wasn't illegal motion formation or anything like that. So
Huh.
Or
That's
false
crazy.
start.
Now you can do that.
Yeah,
we ever fallen over a man out here.
because once Goff fell over and Gibbs fell over kind of at the same time, the safety who was guarding the wide receiver ran right by him, was just frozen in his tracks. And then it worked well, but hopefully the Bears get that coordinator as their new head coach, so he can do against other teams.
Right.
You think you even want to go there? I mean, I think the Bears are ruining Caleb Williams right now. I mean, that poor guy's been sacked so many times. It's like Sam Howell last year, but
Well, apparently, and this is some new information that's came out, is Ben Johnson wants to take a head coaching position, but he wants to choose the GM.
what is this, Bill Belichick?
Yeah, in a way, because
He's
in
never
the
coached before, though. I don't believe, has he?
he is demanding a lot and everything. I think he knows how valuable he actually is to the Lions, because he wanted a deal comparable to Jim Harbaugh's last offseason. And he wanted play calling duties as well. So he definitely wants a lot and everything, which is going to hold teams back from him. But I do think someone ends up going for him.
Yeah, that's really putting teams strapping the hands behind the back for certain teams for sure. GM duties? Come on, man. Usually that never works out. That usually never works out.
He doesn't want GM duties. He wants to bring a GM over from the Lions front office.
Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't want that power himself. He's not all for the power, but again, create a culture like Detroit's, but move it to Chicago. He's worried that if he leaves Detroit, he's not going to find the same culture elsewhere. Therefore, he's trying to supplement people from Detroit to come with him to Chicago.
Chicago has a GM in place, right? They're not looking to get rid of move on, right?
I don't know why they wouldn't move on.
That's a Chicago type thing to do to keep him, though. But I'm just saying, the only one I can think of at the moment that has a vacant GM position that that stands out and that needs a head coach is the Jets.
Yeah.
So, does he go to the Jets? And
I mean, it's a possibility. They have an interim they're not going to keep, and they need a whole new identity.
for sure.
I don't see why not invest in the best play caller in the league, besides Andy Reid, maybe. So also Broncos drive in 3rd and 5, big 3rd and 5 here.
I was about to say the game started. It's been on for if you guys haven't seen it yet.
Looks like Horton's at the top of the screen is going to be the target here.
Nice catch.
Wow, nice. Devon Vele, middle of the screen. Looking to torch the terrible Bengals secondary. Just terrible
Hey.
defense.
Hey, if we can get right against them, anyone can get right against them. Just kidding. That would have been us of last year for sure. If we can get right against them, then anyone can.
Yep.
All right.
Let's move along to this week's games. Kind of get the ball rolling on these. Couple games on Christmas and everything. Game after Christmas, and then of course got a couple games on today. One showing right now. But start off the week again with the Chiefs because they've played a couple games within the past 10 days.
Go ahead and drop. No, go ahead. Go ahead and drop it because I'm still fine. I'm still looking for it.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, Chiefs improved to 15-1, clinching that 1 seed. Their team has looked amazing. Again, like I'll say, as I said earlier in the show, they've outscored their last 3 opponents who are playoff teams 72-36, doubling them up every game, scoring more than 20 points on average and limiting them to about 12 points a game is huge, especially in a playoff push, especially when there's so many questions surrounding the defenses of other teams entering the playoffs as well.
This is Steelers, correct? Sorry about that.
Chiefs Steelers, yep,
Yeah.
29.
Yeah, 320 yards for Patty and 3 touchdowns. So I mean, as a Chargers fan, you hate to see it, but everyone else, you hate to see it. We don't want the Chiefs. We don't want the Chiefs. I hate it personally. Travis Kelce, the Swiftie got the touchdown, 84 yards, I believe, on 8 catches. Xavier Worthy got 1 touchdown reception. Justin Watson 1 touchdown reception. Russell Wilson 205 with 2 interceptions. No touchdowns. Is that right?
Yeah.
Man's playing like straight doo-doo buns. Poor Steelers. They are who we thought they were. Frauds.
Yep.
At least
Yep.
that's what I thought. I mean, I think you were kind of with them a couple weeks back when they beat us, but you were with them a little. Yeah.
Russell Wilson hasn't looked the same in everything since that game without George Pickens and everything.
Russell Wilson's looking kind of like how he did last year with Denver. I don't know what sparked him up this year.
I think it was just shots they were dialing up.
Yeah, Mr. Unlimited Diarrhea.
Yeah, dude, it's just the Steelers' defense looks worse as of late. Their offense looks worse as of late, and it's become a recurring theme. Like at the end of these seasons, when games start to get tougher, the Steelers are getting figured out. And I do think they're another one and done in the playoffs. Unfortunately, yeah, my opinions change every week on these teams in the NFL. It really is any given Sunday. Because last week I the Bills would have made the Super Bowl on that side, but it's looking like the Chiefs are going to be clawing tooth and nail to get there too. So
Knicks just sailed that pass on 3rd and 2 in the red zone, so I think they're going to settle for 3.
yep, Let's field goal attempt
Yes, sir. All right.
on the back end. Can't seem to separate in time for a little overthrow.
Now, there was a dude that I played with on a trap last night. He's actually a Maryland native. Pretty cool guy. He's a Baltimore Ravens fan, Orioles fan, obviously hometown kid. He was telling me about the 31-2 beatdown on the Texans. You don't see that coming. I mean, C.J. Stroud is not. What is this? He's a sophomore, right? Sophomore slump is something fierce.
Yeah. I mean, 2 points all game, and you get that on a rushing attempt by Derrick Henry that gets tackled in the end zone. The defense is just on the field too much. This is an elite Texans defense, one of the highest pressure rates all year. Great blitzers in Danielle Hunter, Will Anderson, and then you got a great corner, Derek Stingley. I mean, Jalen Petry's out for the year. He is playing some great safety ball too. But this is supposed to be an impressive team in general from the Texans, and they've kind of been lackluster all year.
Yeah, Danielle Hunter was actually pretty decent when he was with those Vikings. But either way, Texans struggles, man. They can't. Obviously, ain't no way in hell you're keeping up with the Ravens if you're only scoring 2 points. The Ravens aren't. The Ravens aren't the Bears. The Ravens aren't the Titans. That's tough. That's real tough. Five sacks on C.J. Stroud and an interception forced. They struggled to move that ball. Only 212 total yards through the whole game.
Yeah.
Real tough. Really hate to say it. I mean, they have a key play here. You know, I'm
That-
looking.
48-yard rushing touchdown.
Yeah, and then
And then
Jackson threw for 2.
Yep. He threw a big one to Mark Andrews. I remember that.
Mark Andrews. When I watched him catch, when I watched that play, it seemed that man just looks old.
Yeah.
He looks old.
He does look old. But he also has so he also has diabetes, so he's old and has diabetes, I guess. So
Poor fat man.
Me too.
sounds like my sounds like my
I
grandma.
really do.
I'm pretty diabetic with how big I am, but
Nah,
I
you
don't know.
diabetic.
no, for real. I've been getting my blood checked. I'm pretty diabetic. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, we'll go with the pre, but you are.
I'm gonna give you my blood results next time I get them. So I'm gonna do it in a couple weeks.
All I know is I'm O negative.
I'm A positive. I'm A positive.
Yeah.
I get those A plus T's.
I'm a positive diabetic, I guess.
I
No,
don't know what I am, just know I'm diabetic.
A plus. Shut the hell up, man.
Goodness gracious. Well,
Goodness me.
you want to move on to Stinker of the Week real quick? The Seahawks Bears.
Say that again. You want to move on to the Seahawks Bears?
The Stinker
The
of the Week.
stinker of the week. 6-3.
Goodness.
Caleb Williams throws an interception. You know, he usually plays. I mean, on the stat sheet, he usually plays. You know, it's either a 0 touchdown game and 0 pick game, or he's throwing touchdowns. First game in a while that I've seen 0 touchdowns and 1 interception. Maybe the first. I'm not sure. Got to look back at it, but that's all you can really say. Is it's crazy.
Yeah.
That game was stupid. I think a penalty negated a long touchdown. Well, not a touchdown throw, a long throw, I believe, right?
Yeah,
that
well,
game.
touch Caleb. He's rolling out to his left. He threw across his body, and I forgot who he hit in the end zone, but I know it would have been a touchdown without the flag. So, but I can't name one person on that Bears O-line. So, again, sorry for Caleb because he has to deal with that, of course. He does take a lot of sacks on his own. But he needs a good coach. He needs a good start to his career, or else his talent's wasted.
How many sacks does he take on his own?
Oh, he's taking so many sacks, no diddy.
How many sacks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?
1, 2.
2, 3.
The world will never know.
Man
think-
likes to bite through balls for sure.
I think he's taking more sacks than states in the U.S.
Yeah, I think it's like
Oh.
67, I believe.
Hmm.
Man, better.
That's more than Alex.
Hey, come on! I'll be taking sacks. No.
No,
No.
I don't know. Alex saying is a sack a day keep the doctor away. So hey yo,
Oh man, that was some
Look
good
at this
coverage
movie.
on Chase, man. you turning me pink over here. I'm starting to blush. Oh man, y'all something else. I like this.
oh god, you like it? You like that?
You like that? You like that? Oh, that was a bad throw by Burrow. I thought that was good coverage. That was a bad throw.
Oh
It was
yes,
behind him.
bro. Just watch that back. You got to throw it ahead of him so he could run with the ball.
Man, Scrody down there somewhere. I know that, but come on. See, that was a better throw.
That's a lot better of a throw. Drew Sample in stride. There's that Mike
It was
Gesicki.
Gesicki. Gesicki's still relevant?
Yeah, I think he's their starter. Him, Eric All, their backup. He tore his ACL. I know that. So that's probably why they've been giving Drew Sample snaps too. But Lil Gesicki never hurt nobody.
Oh man, that stink fest of a game. I hate that so much notes were written over that. What a waste.
Well,
2 field goals for Jason Myers on that. That's a notable performance. Just to do your damn job.
yep. So, good luck to the Seahawks. You know, going forward with their final week, they need some luck with the Rams losing, but we'll see how that one goes. But yeah, jumping into the final game, we talked about it a little at the start of the stream. I believe,
Dodges.
yeah, the Chargers whooping ass, handling
Taking
business.
names.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
10 points in every quarter but the first, which they still scored in. Pretty much a perfect game all around.
Love to
from
see
the
how
team.
aggressive they've been, though. Yeah.
And, you know, chance to clinch and everything. They hammered down when they needed to. So, appreciate our team. So
Yeah, appreciate them actually giving you, a sigh of relief and not giving you a nail biter down at the end or blowing a, 3-score lead and losing the game. Cough, cough. No, sorry, Chargers fans. The Buccaneers. We're really gonna talk about that. But look, man, y'all can sit back and rest easy, knowing the fact that y'all clinched. And hopefully,
Yeah.
like I said, hopefully we do it this next week coming up. It'll be great. Oh, Bengals just converted. Bengals converted. There you go, Chase against Sertan. That's gonna be a matchup and a call you hear all day.
yep.
But
They're playing now. Or
yeah,
when
they're playing
play?
right now. They're playing right now. I got it live streaming. It's live
Oh, nice.
and live streaming. So, what I wanted to say though about the Chargers surprised the hell out of me. I thought they would have, up 20-7. I believe they would have just sat down and just started running the ball. They still kept throwing that damn thing. Even Heineke wanted to throw when he came in.
Yeah.
So, literally, that just preaches to the soft nature they had in the past. And I guess Greg Roman and John Harbaugh are listening. Oh, Jim Harbaugh, my bad. The wrong brother.
You got to keep that pressure on their neck.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, make sure we definitely clinch. Sure.
Peyton, how do you like this aggressiveness they've been throwing out there? These last 2 games, really, because Thursday night was kind of the same thing. It was an aggressive nature throwing down the field, really.
Yeah. In all honesty, Greg Roman this year more than any of his other years, he's been more pass heavy. Against there is this
Man, lights getting balls in people's hands.
yes of projection if they're gonna run on a play, pass on a play, like if it's first or second down. Good like 2nd and 4th or like a 1st and 10. Most teams run on those downs. Well, we typically pass more in everything on earlier downs than any other team. Just because. And since Herbert's been healthy, we're actually one of the most pass-happy teams in the league. I just wish we had more concepts that were better developed down the field, giving a little more separation to Ladd and putting our tight ends in the right spot. Stone Smart's been a standout as of late, so getting him some more opportunities, and Quentin Johnston as well at the catch point.
Hey, Peyton, how do you feel? This is kind of related, but how do you feel about Keenan Allen getting traded?
Oh, well, I wish that we could have kept Keenan, just because he didn't want to take a pay cut at the end of the day, and he was going to be super expensive. He's not the player he once was, especially on the Bears this year. He doesn't look too impressive.
Right.
It is.
And we kind of drafted Ladd as replacement, but I believe we really need a wide receiver in the offseason to complement Ladd, and if that, then we're fucked.
Yeah, so you think it was a good thing that he didn't get traded? I kind of think so. I feel like we got a tad bit better because they relied on him a lot, but yeah, he has been slowing down a lot lately as far as how his performance. Not that he sucked, but you could see it.
Yeah, you can see.
It seems like with the Bears, he still kind of has it, but I think, like Peyton said, you drafted Ladd. I think Ladd really just filled in that spot. Now he's the one that's being used up, but he's a rookie. He's a young kid, strong, sure-handed kid too. So I mean, You kind of trade one for another, one bald head guy for another, or for another, you know.
Broncos stop him on 4th down, by the way.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I just with Keenan Allen, 32-year-old wide receivers, they don't typically work out too far past that. I kind of think Keenan Allen, like Adam Thielen a couple years back when he started to slow down and everything. I think that's the point we're at with Keenan Allen, is that kind of Adam Thielen middle ground.
Yeah.
I get that.
Oh.
All right, let's take a break here for our sponsor. You see some Juicy Juice right up here. No, I'm just kidding. They're not our sponsor.
Goes
like
diabetes right there. Drinking all
Juicy
that
Juice.
sugar.
Juicy Juice, 100% juice.
Better than Honest Kids, dude. That watered down Capri Sun bullshit.
Yeah. Even Capri Sun's bad these days, but
Yeah, you got to get the right ones.
I get the grape and the fruit punch.
Juicy Juice sponsor us, please.
Well, I got kids
I
to
can't even
feed.
drink
Give me
juice.
that sponsor.
You got kids to feed in here when they're drinking their juice.
What the hell up?
Yeah.
We got extra juice. More Juicy Juice. We buy you guys in bulk.
Goodness. Kind of wrap it up here. You want to go over your, honestly, just give me your game of the week. Is it Commanders Falcons prime time to watch your boys clinch?
It is. But, I mean, you know, I got my three.
No, you got your first.
Yeah, Carolina versus Tampa for another one, and then Poopy Bowl was Giants versus Indy. And Poopy Bowl.
Nice. I got Packers Vikings, obviously. Packers going on the road facing the Vikings. I think that's going to be a classic. Whenever NFC North teams meet this year, it's been a close game pretty much, albeit the last game Lions Bears. But I think Cowboys Eagles is going to be exciting. I am strongly tempted to take the Cowboys +7 this weekend with Kenny Pickett stardom.
I was kind of thinking, you know, more of a heavy picker against the Eagles. I think their win streak was snapped last year. Once their win streak was snapped, they kind of free fell. I feel like they do that again here. Lose the last two.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys defense ever since Micah Parsons has came back has looked a lot better. Cowboys are a sneaky 7-8, and they could actually finish with a winning record. I don't see why they can't go in and cover the 7 spot against Philly, make it a field goal game at worst.
My son said stop saying bad words, and then T over there laughing at me because I got caught. He over here talking about stop saying bad words. Oh my god. Anyways, I don't know. I mean, you think Cooper? Well, actually, I want to say something about Micah Parsons first. After the Bengals Commanders game, I believe Micah Parsons. Dan Quinn and Micah Parsons been in constant contact. Do you think that he leaves Dallas to go to Washington this year in free agency? I hope so.
No. I think he's going to get too much money to stay. I think the Cowboys now, more than ever, notice how much they need him. And they'll just pay the man. And honestly, sticking with your team, I think, incentivizes you to make a little bit more money. And the way he talks about the Cowboys doesn't make me feel like he has any bad blood with them because of how this year's transpired or anything like that. So
that might just be his character, and he might be keeping things locked down. But
definitely,
I guess we can get into some more picks. I mean, you already started talking some parlays. HB, do you have a game you want to watch, or do you want to just take it easy and say screw football this week or whatever? You got a game coming up?
No, I don't. I don't know what's going on, to be honest. I don't keep up with stuff like that. I barely keep up with the Chargers enough just to watch the games. But yeah, no,
That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Let me go ahead and get some FanDuel picks up in here. I got a few of them. Last week I hit on all of them.
Yep.
My stupid behind didn't bet. That was for you guys. You guys would have won everything if you took my bets. You would have wanted to catch the sink right there. But anyways, I'm picking this week. Going on another hot streak. I'm gonna say Saints under 37 and a half, I believe. I'm gonna take them under. I'm gonna take Miami minus 4.5, and I'm gonna take Commanders money line. I think that gives you like a $10 payout, gives you $46 or $47.
Tua is not starting, for your information. Tua is not starting. If that changes your pick,
Shoot, who do they play again?
they played the Browns on the road.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't change.
Oh shit! You're trusting Tyler Huntley and the boys, old Snoop?
Yeah, but do you really trust DTR or Jameis at this point?
No, I don't trust either. So that's why I'm holding my nuts and letting you pick it and let you drop yours. No diddy.
I got some touchdown scorers. I got
Taking
Scary.
another sack again, Allie.
Shut up. Scary Terry gets a touchdown. James Cook and Jahmyr Gibbs, I believe, all three of them get a touchdown this week. Those are my picks. What you got there, Peyton? If you have anything different, anything better, put it out.
So I really like the Commanders minus 3.5 at home. I think they clean up their turnover ball. You put Michael Penix in a hostile environment where the Commanders want to clinch really bad. And I think the Commanders win by a touchdown, if not more, because of that. So I really like Washington minus 3.5.
Now we win in 50-2. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, I can see it.
Calm down there, buddy.
Not two. No, I don't think they get a safety, but their pass rush isn't top tier
At all.
So I feel like our offensive line could push them around a little.
See where the touchdown picks lie in here. I'd go an Aaron Jones touchdown.
I forgot about him, man.
And I think the Vikings are gonna put up I think it's just gonna be a high-scoring game. I also like the over in that game, but I'll play it safe and go Aaron Jones touchdown. And then I'll pick one more touchdown score. Let me just go Jonathan Taylor against the Giants. Joe Flacco's starting this weekend, but they should still be able to push the ball fine. And when they're down in the red zone, Anthony Richardson is not going to snipe as many of those touchdown looks.
Yeah, I think Jonathan Taylor goes for 400 yards and 17 touchdowns or what?